Huh?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the town of Cedar Lake, Board of Zoning Appeals. Forgot the date, April 10th, 2025. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Here.
Mr. Hunley?
Here.
Mr. Jackson? Present. Mr. Burnham?
Present.
Mr. Kapora?
Present.
Mr. Austin?
Present.
Mr. Eldridge is absent. Mr. Conley?
Here.
Mr. Kubiak?
Here.
Ms. Sykes is present.
Okay, first order of business, March 13, 2025 minutes. They have been distributed. If there are no corrections, I will take a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Riley.
Second.
Second by Mr. I don't know why I keep putting up your name there, Ray. Mr. Jackson. I always want to say Johnson. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapora?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Old business, Ramez developmental variance. Owner petitioner Ryan Ramirez, 13415 Fairbanks Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana, vicinity of 13415 Fairbanks Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting to place a new shed in the same spot as old shed, 8 feet from garage. Petitioner here.
No petitioner, talking to Terry, he said that this guy never completed his advertising or even finished up getting ready to be on here, so this just needs to be removed from the agenda.
You deferred him last month, and he still is not, he's unresponsive. I did talk to him on the phone one time, oh yeah, I'll be there. He got all the documents that he needs to do, but he's not following up. So I don't know if there's someone here that know this guy. We want to work with him, but he doesn't appear to want to work with us.
I thought it was here once before, no?
No, I think we continue.
Well, this is the second time then, so we defer it to next month. If he doesn't show next month, he's off the agenda.
So he hasn't even done his advertising or anything, so it doesn't matter if you remove him or not. You're not continuing anything, right?
You're not continuing anything. It didn't
never
get to the agenda, really. This is an identifier for you, that's all. Placeholder.
I called him. I think we should just drop him. He isn't doing what he hasn't even done his advertising, so.
I go along with that.
I mean, we're doing our.
We can always put it back on.
We continued
Not doing nothing.
him last month.
If he comes in with an
We'll
application.
make a motion,
we'll
with
process it.
which one?
I mean, well, we haven't talked about it.
I'll make the motion, we just, remove it from the agenda.
And I'll second it.
All right, motion by Mr. Hunley to remove this item from the agenda, seconded by Mr. Burnham. Any discussion?
Yeah, Tim, has anybody went up there and looked at the shed he's got now? Did he remodel that one?
He built it, I believe he built it without a permit. He got a red tag for building it without the permit, which led him to come in here to try to obtain a permit, which then led him to Terry to get a variance because it was too close to the existing garage. So he's gonna have to get a visit back out there now that this made it to this point, but that's kind of the process that's happened as of now.
So that's the actual shed we were voting on.
Yeah, he doesn't even say anything on here about it being too close to the other building or
Well, that's just,
nothing.
That was the reason, it looks like here he was here from 8 feet from the garage. So it's supposed to be 10 feet. So I think that's why he was coming for the variance, is just for the...
yeah,
that
that shed's
reason
right
there.
around,
Say
the
we
shed's
got
right
thrown in
around
there.
the garage.
Yeah, he's asking for relief of the distance of 10 feet for his shed to the garage.
No, he ain't here.
And right now, is it 6 or 8? I can't tell.
There's no.
Got 8
number
foot on here.
He asked for 8 on your.
It was on his application, okay. He did ask for it.
That was my only question.
Well, if there's no other questions, roll call, please. Vote.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Lundey?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapar?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
We'll just hang on to it.
Number 1, new business. Gertzma, developmental variance, owner petitioner John D. Gertzma, 9001 West 133rd Third Place, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Vicinity of 9001 West 133rd Place, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting to build a 1,248 square foot ranch home on a lot that is 10,000 square feet in total. Lot coverage is to be approximately 19.92%. Is there a petitioner here? Please step up and state your name and address, please, for the records.
Yeah, my name is John Gertzma, Betty Gertzma, and it's 9001 West, 133rd Place, Lot 44. So, we're trying to build a house, a ranch in the Shades, subdivision. And, yeah, at 6629, West 135th Place. And, the code says that we need to build a house at 1,500 square feet. We'd like to build it at 1,248. We're both 66 years old. We've got a mother that we're gonna be taking care of that's 90 years old, and this house is gonna be, our lives are changing. And we've had big houses, we don't wanna clean a big house. And most of more than half of the homes in the Shades are less than our house is going to be. You know, our neighbor's like 800 square feet. And we're in the dead end, we're on a dead end street. I have woods to the back, I have woods to the east. I have my one neighbor that's the 800 square foot house. And then I've got, our neighbors are all for us too. I know a lot of my neighbors already. And they're all going for us. And we don't want to build it. We don't want to have a bigger house.
You don't want to
I've
have
had
to
enough.
If we go up on the second floor, it's gonna be a small little, on the top of the roof, and then it's gonna look
It's
even.
gonna look horrible.
So I wasn't
Yeah,
really-
and it's gonna be a ranch. There's gonna be one step. There's gonna be a 7-inch step coming on the front. Getting into the house, there'll be no steps coming from my garage into my house.
We got a brother-in-law
We're making
that's
it-
gotta get in too, and that way
Right.
he can get in.
My brother-in-law, he can barely even walk.
So we would just
So-
like to keep it where we got it, and that was good.
This way it would be manageable for us. The town is not gonna lose anything. We're bigger than any of the houses, more than half of the houses in that Shades area. I think the Shades is in the 1960s.
Is this lot vacant now?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Well, there's an old foundation, we're
Yeah.
in the process of digging out.
Yeah, but there's no house on it.
There's nothing.
There's nothing in there. And you can see our plan, it's really sweet.
No, we've got drawings here, not necessarily those, but we've got a picture of the layout, you know, the lot and,
And our basement is 1,200 square feet. You know, so if you add those two up, it's like 2,400 square feet.
do we have to go through legals on this, or?
You do. It's not marked on the agenda, but this is a public hearing. And the legal notices are in order. I checked them. I did have one comment on, and it's more for the staff than it is for you, but we need to look at the instructions to applicants, because there's overlapping of language that says variance of use, and then later on it talks about developmental variance. They're two different things. This is a developmental variance. It's an area deviation from our zoning ordinance. But the standards are more strict for a variance of use. So if that's what they're proceeding under, they're gonna meet or be subsumed by the developmental variance approval standards.
So it should be,
That's something we'll look at offline. I just wanna make sure that we don't forget doing it. They're
so
good.
this should be for, developmental or,
It's a developmental
It's
variance.
in the standard form, and the standard form says, it has always said, developmental variance, so we'll take that into consideration and make that modification, stating
Okay,
that
but
it
doesn't
should say
affect this.
variance of use, and on the form, and then that'll just correct itself as it continues on. So, because that's what we do, he's just, you know.
okay. And minimum square footage to build a house is 1,500 square feet.
Yeah, for a ranch.
And can you tell me why you can't, you're like 252 square feet short of that?
I drew it up, and I wanted to have more backyard. I drew up on the second floor, and it looks like a frickin' joke. It looks like a handyman joke.
We want still some land all around to do my landscaping, my flowers,
But why can't you make the footprint bigger, is what I'm
We've
asking.
already drawn it up and paid for it 3 times.
What?
Because we had it on the old foundation, now we're digging that out to accommodate.
Why do we want, I mean, why do we have to build a house bigger to, it's more maintenance. We've had 2,400 square foot houses. We've got, we have responsibilities. I'm cooking,
Hey, on your
I'm
proposed deck-
cleaning for my mom,
On
I'm
your-
doing all the stuff. I don't need more stuff.
Is your proposed deck, does it have a roof on it?
What?
Your proposed deck, is there a roof on it?
No.
How big is that deck?
It's
might not
like
even-
12 by 20 or something like that.
That might not even be done.
Tim, if you put the roof on that deck, doesn't that count for square footage?
For coverage.
For a covered porch.
For coverage, not for the functional of the house.
So it won't meet that criteria?
I mean,
That might not even happen.
if everybody, if most of the people in the shades, we're overbuilding according to our neighbors.
But
I think it's gonna be better than the houses that are up there now, and
Oh, man, you gotta.
I don't see why
I
we
don't
should
think so.
make it bigger than smaller.
we're just trying to get to the facts and find out why and what the reasoning is, so we can make an educated decision up here. And we have to, we're guided by the ordinances the town has.
Right.
And so that's what we have to kind of keep our criteria to. Now, I don't know what the difficulty or hardship is if, you go to 1,500, another 250, square feet, or what do I come up with, 252 square feet, yeah?
We would have to go up, and we don't want a second story. We would have to go up.
But you've got plenty of property there.
Not really,
Well,
not really.
Well,
he's saying to go back farther.
Our yard is already,
Right now, our land already goes on a slant. If we go back, right now, the deck, everything is even, where you can come out of the house, and you go out to the deck, there's like no steps to the deck. If, right now, our land goes way down in the back, if we put another addition on there, we're gonna be like
we're back.
that far off the ground, off of, if we put like a room out the back, where the deck is, right now, I have a plot plan. I'm just saying, for the way the house would be designed right now, it would be, it's perfect for the land. And I drew up,
Well, before we were coming out of the house down at least 8 steps to go into the yard. And
right,
that's why we redrew it over again and over again to get it settled and in the right spot so we can come out, bring our mother-in-law with us and be there, you know, or when.
It's on a dead-end street, right?
Be there.
pardon?
You on a dead-end
I'm
street?
on a dead-end street, I have, the swamp is on the east, I have, my neighbor Steve, he's behind me, he owns all that
10 acres.
land back there. And then I have my one neighbor
And it's not even.
that's 800, like,
it's
My
a
opinion is-
tiniest house probably in the whole.
If the house was too big for the lot, I'd probably have to think about it, but smaller than what is required, I can't seem to remember that.
Well, I looked at his setbacks, he's 30 feet from the front, the one side he's at, the lowest is 10 foot, 8 inches. On his other side, his lowest is 16.7. So if you took the 16 and gave him 6 feet and times the 24 leaves to about 156 square feet, that's gonna cost this guy $32,000 to add that 150 square feet, and that will meet his setbacks. So I'm fine with the house, the way it is.
Okay. And
All right, will you have a seat for a minute, and I'll call for remonstrators, please? You sit right in the front row, is fine, wherever is closest for you. Are there any remonstrators for or against this variance? Any remonstrators for or against this variance?
I'm for it.
If you got something to say, you need to come up to the podium, give us your name and address.
How you doing? I'm Mike Schlagel, address 13855 Heartline Drive, Cedar Lake. It just sounds to me like what he's asking for is not really asking for much. I mean, it's a little bit smaller. And I didn't know the requirements of a 1,500 square foot building. But I'm pretty much all for what he wants to do here. The only question I had was, would it be allowed if he, made a small room, built that in the basement, would you consider that more square footage too? So I guess that's probably the only question I would have had for that. But I'm for what he wants to do.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you, Will.
Do we have any other remonstrators for or against? Nobody online?
No.
Seeing none, remonstrations is closed. You can come back up, please. If you put a room in the basement, that doesn't count for
No, ranch is a ranch, I mean, the ranch, the footprint ordinance states
Footprint of
for
it.
the ranch is that size, so it does not, it wouldn't help. This is why he's here, he needs to be here. I have a question about on your site plan here, it shows existing foundation is to remain, but now you're saying you're putting in a basement, or?
No, it's all gonna be torn out, it's all brand new.
yeah, it didn't work out to do that.
Well, we needed to do the back set, we needed to go 30 foot back, so all that's got it.
Yeah,
all
we
that's
didn't
gone.
meet those standards.
Because your previous, your setback is only like 21 or something, right?
Well, the previous setback was exactly at 30, but we wanted a front porch so she could look at the
Right, they wanted to push it back.
storms coming in, so.
So
The
this
garage
site
stand?
I
plan,
tell you what, you know,
Silly
when you're
that
married,
it was just
I
flat.
told her to do a lot of crap my whole life, and I'm just gonna.
so the site plan you have here is not the site plan you're gonna be using to build your new house?
No, it's right here. I thought I gave it the survey.
Yeah, you should have, that should be there.
Yeah, I think so.
I copied the latest one, it's right there.
Yeah, we've been doing this.
I don't have a plan, that site plan doesn't have a front porch.
That's not the one, that's not good.
It's in the plan, so it just got uploaded wrong.
Okay, I was just curious, I seen the
Yeah, it's
30
totally,
foot, but you have 35 foot front porch.
Because we had the old one, and then he gave us the new one, and
right.
we saved it, and it should be in the packet, so he just
Now our-
grabbed the wrong one.
Now our front porch is gonna be 30 foot 5 inches.
Perfect, okay, yeah, I see that now.
think.
That's, I was just concerned, because you were talking
Right.
about front porch, and then I seen it was, yeah, that's what I said, okay, yeah.
So Tim, the picture we have is not the right one.
Yeah, it appears it's the old one, but
This is the print you just saw that Woodland be submitting is at 30 what?
30 foot, 5 inches.
Okay, so that meets all setbacks.
0.5.
So, my problem is I have a question of adding another 100, really to meet his setbacks, he can only add 156 square feet to whatever side of the house is. I mean, and that cost him, another 30 grand to do that. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I don't know,
And again, I mean,
I find that being a hardship.
we increased the standards for the new subdivisions and stuff for the, bigger lots, a little bigger footprint, so, I mean, this is in a old part of town, and like he
Is
said.
it a legacy?
It's not like we're.
It is not, but this is conducive, I mean, like they said, this is consistent with the houses that are in this area for sure, so, I mean, I don't see it being just not too long ago, the rule was 1,180 or something square feet for a ranch, so he's got a nice sized garage on here plus the house, so.
And he's meeting all your setbacks, like I said,
All the
on
setbacks.
one side,
The
to
only
gain
thing-
his square footage
The
where
only
he
thing that
could.
he's not doing, so.
Yeah, that's the only thing he's asking for a waiver on, or a variance on.
Okay.
Have any more discussion?
No.
If not, then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to give a fair rule variance to findings of the fact. Do I need to read the whole thing then?
Finding of facts.
Findings of facts.
Eric, that'd be an approval.
Oh, approval? I grant approval to request for a building to be 1,248 square foot ranch home on a lot that is 10,000 square feet in total. Lot coverage is to be approximately 19.92 to the finding of the facts.
I have a motion by Mr. Burnham to approve. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Second by Mr. Hunley. Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Sepulveda?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Thank
There's
you.
your house.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Number 2, Campos Developmental Variance. Owner petitioner Jose Campos, 13848 Euclid Court, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Vicinity of 13848 Euclid Court, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting to have a 24-foot round swimming pool on their lot that is 6 feet plus from existing house structures and 6 feet from the south lot line. Do we have a petitioner? Please come up, state your name and address for the records.
Mr. Chairman, legals are in order. This is a public hearing. You may conduct it.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jose Campos. The address is 13848 Euclid Court, and this is my wife.
Ashley Campos.
We're requesting for the variance for our 24-foot round pool. We received some measurements through the installer, which is L&J Construction. We're going to be 6.6 from the house, from the corner of the house, 8.6 from the covered porch, and 6 feet from the fence. And the reason why we're mostly requesting this is because for some reason, everyone in our subdivision has a 20-foot easement, which if you total it up with my neighbor behind me, it's like a 40-foot easement that we both have. But ourselves personally is 20 foot.
So that's not 20 foot on the drawing here?
Yeah,
And that's what you're concerned about, putting it on the easement?
right, we can't,
Yeah, we can't go back, or else we would have been okay. Even if we had a 10-foot easement, it would have worked out perfectly, but due to the fact that it's 20, it's a little hard.
Yeah.
Can you select a different type of pool to fit in there?
We still need a variance regardless, due to the side of the fence. Even if we were to go like with a 21, I believe the corner of the house, it would be,
Or if we were to do a 21, it would be.
it would still, yeah.
The biggest concern is the closeness to the house. Okay, your closeness to the house, the roofs and everything, we have to look at safety that's involved here.
Correct.
And, at 6 foot, there's no way I could vote for a 6 foot, distance.
Well, it's the 6'6", and it's a 2-story house, the roof is
They're not getting on the road.
very, very high.
There's no way, you
There's
can't
no way.
even get on there.
You need a,
Yeah, it's not like you can go out the bedroom windows and get out of
No.
the room.
correct.
No,
That'd be a serious cannonball.
yes, it would.
I would never make that statement, never. Well, I'm just saying you need, see if you can find a better solution than us granting you a variance for 6 feet off the house, 'cause, I certainly can't, in my mind, approve that. 10 feet is there for a reason, and, you might be able to drop down to like 9, you know, or something, you know, I want you get your pool.
Yeah.
But, there's gotta be, you know, a different type of pool or something. I mean, I can deal with a variance on the fence, you know, more so than the house.
Yeah, I mean, we looked into even doing, you know, oval, you know, we had multiple people come out and, you know, measure and everything, for, you know, even like an in-ground pool. I mean, we were quoted anywhere from over $100,000 to $200,000
Oh,
for
yeah,
an in-ground
I believe
pool.
it.
So, you know, it's something that's really not in our budget, you know, I mean,
And then due to the 20-foot easement in the back, even to be away from the porch, there's no room in between the porch and to stay out of that 20-foot easement.
Are you gonna put a deck around the pool?
We're gonna do concrete.
It's set out of concrete.
Yeah.
You're not building a thing, you know, like, some people have like a deck around the pool. You
No,
just
we're
have
just
the
gonna
pool,
have a
right?
concrete
little
pad
pad.
with a,
Ladder.
ladder going over the side.
All right, would you have a seat for a minute, and I'll call for remonstrators. Are there any remonstrators for or against?
We're for it.
There are
It's
neighbors.
the same rules go. Anytime you wanna talk, you gotta come up and, you know, it's procedure.
All for it.
Yeah.
Everything is for it. Mike Slater will continue to provide Heartland Drive. And I agree with the safety factor, you know, the variance from the house, and it's really a covered patio, so I guess that's considered part of the house. It's unfortunate that that's the way it is. Our lots, I mean, I'll give an instance, we have the same lot, but we're on a corner lot, and we're thinking about doing the same thing, looking for a pool. And we have the same rules, the 20-foot easement, I have 12 feet away from the covered patio, so, and I got like 12 feet to work with, really. I'm like, where can I put my pool if we wanted one? The only thing we could do is when we saw one, there was a tub that we dipped in there for like $70,000, but it was only 9 feet wide. And it wasn't really something we were looking for. We were looking maybe, I mean, even if we got 15, we're probably gonna do a same petition, try to, since we're on a corner lot, and we're talking about the triangle and everything, maybe going out a little bit, try to get a 15-foot pool. But I think being close to a patio, I guess that's considered a roof. If you're worried about safety, somebody would need an extension ladder to get up there in the first place. There's no windows that I know of, that they can jump out of. However, there really is, the way I understand it as well, the 20-foot easement, and they got 20-foot easement, so we're losing a lot. And in fact, our fence was built first, but it was an extension of the lot in back of their house, so somebody brought theirs in because of utilities. I think it was a sewer on the other side, so we're also losing a foot on that. So we're trying to figure out what we can do, to get a variance as well. You said you work with like a 9-foot or 8-foot, is there like a certain distance away from a covered patio that
10.
makes it?
It's 10.
It's 10, right? Yeah.
So if you put an 18-foot pool in there, we wouldn't even have an 18-foot pool wouldn't even need a variance to be done. They don't choose, they want to use a 24.
Yeah,
So
they got
if you-
more, they got more they can
If you
push out
have
to
the
the
same yard
side.
and you're putting a 15, you won't even have to come in here.
I think we would because,
You're gonna be, if your measurements are the same, you're gonna meet all your measurements.
we're on a.
I would have loved to put a 24-foot pool in my
Yeah, yeah.
backyard.
Yeah, we were looking at them.
I was not able to do so.
Yeah.
I have a utility easement, I have a fence, I have everything else. My pool measures out, and I was only able to put an 18 in.
And then the easement, there's no allowance on that, huh?
No,
Is that for the whole town of Cedar
if I'm
Lake?
correct, anything you do built in the easement has to be taken down, that's at a cost of the resident, correct?
Nothing's allowed to be built in the easement.
Right.
Nothing?
Other than a fence.
Other than a fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I understand it too. And we looked at that too. So we're losing a lot, just like he is. We lose a little bit more because he can build offset, so his lot's a lot bigger than ours. So we're gonna come in for a fence variance, but we're on the corner lot, and so we're just trying to push, we're just trying to figure out what we can do. But I was just. if
Any
there was-
other house on that street got a pool already, or, that back?
No, we just got approved from the HOA, that just, that we can have above ground pools. So in-ground pools, I guess, was accepted.
Yeah, we just passed, for pools in our association, I'm the vice president there, and it was all voted, so, that's one thing we want to do is pools and sheds, and everything passed already. It was-
Are you done with your comments?
I am.
Yeah, okay, thank you. You can come back up. What subdivision are you in?
Centennial Estates,
Pardon?
Centennial Estates, it's right by Beacon Point.
Yeah, I know where it is. Well,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you had a 21-foot pool and that was a recommendation from some of the guys that were on there, you would be at, it looks like to me, you would be about 9 foot, 9.5 foot from the corner of the house. And that really is the safety that John was talking about.
Yeah, the L&J
Okay.
Construction, when they were out at our house, the other day, they measured it for the 21, and they said it would be about, 8'6", I think.
8'6", okay.
It's still 6 foot off of the side.
It's still 6 foot off of it.
well, I think the best solution is for you to downsize your pool. Do we have any other discussion on this?
Tim, what utilities are behind these houses? Why is there a 40-foot easement, 20 on each lot?
That's what the developer platted in there. This has been a long time ago when they did the subdivision, and the electric and the gas is still in the backyards, right?
No, it's in
No,
the front.
it's
It's in the front
Yeah,
everywhere?
it's
Yeah, they just have
just,
a sewer system and,
drainage.
Drainage is...
It's just drainage, and then there's, a pedestal for Comcast and AT&T that runs along the back, but.
Yeah, we have a lot of these. They put it in, they put these large easements in, and I mean, if you look at I know they put a nice picture here with the measurements, but when you look at their survey, yeah, they're building their little area they have left of yard, they could do something on this pretty
Yeah,
slim.
we don't have, yeah, we don't have.
Is there any, I mean, if they're coming in with this, I don't understand why they need a 40-foot if they're not putting any major utilities back there.
No idea.
There's no water, no gas, correct? All the water and gas are up front.
Everything.
So it's basically just drainage.
Right.
Now, the sewers are up front too? So the only thing back there is drains.
For storm sewer,
Storm
and cable, internet,
And that literally would be the hardship.
and
The
drainage.
hardship is the 20-foot easement. So,
Can,
So this is entail, it's like phase 2 then, right? Because phase 1, there's swimming pools in phase 1.
Correct.
I mean, that same subdivision has like a public pool that everyone can go to also.
Correct.
The first phase, yes.
And some of them have 12-foot easements, some have 10.
You know, yeah, I'm just looking at some of
This
these
may have
places.
been like an overland flow path.
Absolutely, I mean, I can tell that by looking at the fence lines. There's, some of these people built, they didn't even build in their easement. They have like a gap in between the two neighbors back to each other.
Yeah. I'm sure there was some reason for needing the larger easement, it's probably like overland flow path or something for water to get, you know.
well, that ain't
through the
happening now with all
neighborhood.
the fences put up. The water ain't going anywhere in that backyard, unless it's going into a storm sewer.
They go right through it.
They go underneath.
It works.
You maintain the easement?
I have a river in my
You maintain
backyard.
the easement?
Yes, sir. It don't matter. But it looks like like even the houses that are on the lake, they fence line, they have an easement right there. Then they can't build the fence all the way up to their ponds.
Well, we cannot authorize anything in the easement.
Correct.
So that 20 foot is gone, and I understand I've got 15-foot easement behind my house. With my patio and the easement, I've got 12 foot between, that I could build on.
Yeah, I think that's what's about
It's not,
between our porch
it's not
and...
even long enough for a horseshoe pit. So I think the best solution is to downsize your pool to get it someplace manageable, closer to the safety requirements involved here. Now, I know everybody says nobody's gonna climb on that roof and that, you know, but Jack Daniels does wonderful stuff after a couple hours of it. So if there's a will, there's a way somebody will get up there, trust me, I know that for a fact. So-
Yeah, I mean, it's a very high roof.
I've always got on the roof with a ladder, but I have a lot of guys that work.
Two-story into
I mean,
it.
it's-
What's the full height now, is there, what, I think our new is 54 now?
Yeah,
Like, because I just got a new one, and it's 54, I ain't jumping off a two-story into my pool, no
I mean, if
problem.
I had like a big, you know, in-ground that was like really deep type of thing, maybe, but, yeah.
Well, here's.
I mean, and I also have locks in my gates, you know, but, I mean, it's literally just, for entertainment for us. You know, again, we tried looking at different things, and, you know, that's why we just, came in to do the variance. And I know we spoke to someone in the town, about a year ago, and they mentioned, you know, that's something that we could do, and that was before we purchased the house. And now that we purchased the house and we've been there for a year, you know, that's where we learned, hey, you could do the variance and go and present, you know, all the details. You know, and I have followed everything that needed to be done for the variance, you know, the postcards, everything. And that's just what we're looking to do. You know, again, even if we downsize, we're still, we still have issues with the corner of the house.
Well, 18, you wouldn't have an issue. You did an 18-foot pool, you did all your measurements, that's, you gain almost, 6 feet. You're stuck on this 24, and the 24 is not fitting.
You still got a 6-foot side yard though.
Yeah, but if he goes to a smaller pool, he's gonna bump that out even more.
Not to 10 feet.
He needs another 4 feet, right?
Yeah, but he may, again, an 18 may open up options like we were talking about with deck, and where he doesn't even have that option.
No.
It'd be just a straight pool,
But if he put an 18 in there, he wouldn't need a variance.
maybe on the 6 foot, which, on the side yard, only on the side yard.
And he'd still be off, he's still gonna be off on the other, well, yeah.
You would need one on for the side.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
'Cause he's only gonna
How
gain
about
that.
the 21-foot pool, and then he has the 9'6" between the house, and he has a six, and then you have a 6-foot side yard setback, and make sure the pool filter and the equipment is not, you know, is at least 10 feet from the property line, so that noise to the neighborhood, you know what I mean, just so you don't have your filter right up against the fence. I mean, I know in the past when people have got a variance for that, we always request that they keep their equipment, you know, past the 10 foot from the property line.
Did you run any of those lines yet?
No.
Yeah, so no gas line or electric? Yeah, you mean, you're kind of, you know what he's talking about, where
Yeah.
where to place that?
Yeah, where the pump and the heater, yeah.
Is the pool fenced in, your yard fenced in?
Our yard fenced in.
Yes. Yeah, we have a 6-foot, privacy fence.
Well, do you think you wanna look into downsizing and see if you can meet the measurements, or do you wanna put it to a vote tonight
And give you a variance for a 21-foot pool with a minimal of 9'6" off the house.
I think when they came out and measured for they said that it was 8'6" if we did the 21 away from the house. So I just figured for 8'6" or 6'6".
It's from the cover to the porch, or the covered porch is still gonna be,
Well, it's 8'6". We're 8'6" from the covered porch now with the 24-foot, but from the house, it goes from being 6'6" to 8'6".
6'6".
2 more feet.
I find that odd.
Yeah, if you want.
Should
if the
be
pool-
more.
You wanna defer this, give them a chance to come up with the new measurements?
I'm trying to get them to make a decision,
If the pool is 3 foot
what they want us to
smaller.
do.
Yeah, wouldn't you gain 3 foot
yeah,
somewhere?
I have the measurements here,
Yeah.
what he measured, he was out there and gave us, both measurements for the 24 and the 21.
Yeah. No, it's on there, and it says
Yeah.
8'6".
Bring this up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you go to Slacky 8. One of them's wrong, because it's impossible to shrink the pool by, if you keep the 20 foot and the 6 foot, it's gotta go 3 foot difference.
Maybe you didn't take that into consideration.
Yeah, I don't see where you even measured for a 21. You said you measured for a 21 on here?
Oh,
No.
No, wait, hold on, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was 10-4. 10-4 from the house and 12-6 from the
oh, yeah,
porch.
we did, right, yeah.
I apologize, I wrote it,
Yeah.
I wrote it down wrong. It's 10-4, I think you said we'd be 10-4 from the house and 12-6 from the porch?
And then still the
Sounds
6
about right,
from
'cause
the
it would
fence.
slide
So
over.
6 from the fence.
And then
Yeah.
6, and then still 6 from the
And
fence.
if you went with a
21.
21 foot. I mean, we could just, we could say that in the variance, right?
You can.
I'm sorry, I wrote it in the text, I just pulled it up.
So we have it right.
And where you're putting the equipment at? On what side of the pool?
It would be on the right side.
Between the fence and the pool?
Well, I mean, if it's approved wherever we have to put it, I mean, that's not a problem. We'll figure something out, whether we put it closer to our house or on the opposite side
They
of
said
the
it doesn't
fence.
matter, it's up to you.
Well, what Tim was saying is that they would like to see a 10-foot from the property line, side of the property line, for neighbors, for noise.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we could, yeah, we.
You
could-
wanna enjoy your pool, they don't wanna enjoy it.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we would just put it on the opposite side of where the fence is.
Hey, can you stop here for a second? Is this where you're thinking that pump is gonna go then? This is your house, this is your
Right,
deck,
so
this is the fence, this is your 6 foot from here to here. Is your pump and stuff gonna be
We
over
wanted it
here?
here, or
Yeah.
if you want 10 feet, it would be 10 feet from the fence, and then 20 from here, or maybe here. So it'd still be, yeah.
Correct. Off of here.
It's,
No, he's still
It's
not
still
for
be-
use. It's not an easement, 'cause it's not going past the pool, it's right here. Here's the fence, this is the 6 foot for the pool, the edge of the pool. Then come over and look. This is the edge of the fence right here, this is the edge of the pool, this is the fence. He wants to put it in between right here. As long as this measurement from here to here is 10 feet, he's gonna be okay.
I don't know, man.
You guys wanna look at that? You're okay?
Okay.
I'm okay with your,
I was gonna say, the measurements we're looking at now is off the corner of the porch would be 12.6, off the corner of the house would be 10.4, and off of the fence, 6 foot.
So
Still
essentially-
maintaining their 20-foot,
So as long as they're at least 10 feet from the house, and all they need is a side yard variance for 6
So the only,
feet,
yeah, that's the only thing I have to state that.
and to make sure that the filter and the equipment is at least 10 feet off of that property line.
and it's a 21-inch pool?
Or man.
21-inch?
bird feeder out there, we're gonna
They can get a 21-foot.
21 anyway.
Yeah.
I'm at feet.
Last one.
Okay, so what you're saying is that if we make a motion to approve, then it should be, stated that it'll be a 21-foot pool that will be approximately, 10 feet 4 inches from the house and 12 feet 6 inches from the patio, is it?
The covered porch.
Covered porch.
Covered porch, and 6 feet from the property
All
line.
right, so as long as, I guess what I was
Just
saying.
the property line, right?
As long as they have the 10-foot separation the other two places.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So I don't even have to specify
The
that,
whole diagram's a 6-foot side yard,
yeah,
because the other, it's
It's up to them,
gonna
yeah.
be no variance on the other stuff.
right.
You're right.
Fit.
Because he's over anyways.
Yeah.
And then when they go to put it in, they'll have to measure to make sure that he did do it right. And that's up to the building
Yeah.
department.
So the variance
they
then,
could position a little
Did
bit.
they have a 21 footer? What other size do they have? There is a 21?
20 was
21 would
24,
be the
21.
one under the one we were requesting, which is the 24.
So there's nothing in between 21 and 24, that's?
No.
Okay. I thought if there's a 22.
I wish there was.
No, you're keeping it in now.
Give you a little bit something more, but, yeah, okay.
27.
so the variance should be for a 6-foot, side yard,
And maintaining 10 foot off of the house and the porch. Right?
I mean, I can put that anyway, you don't have to put that in. We don't have to worry about putting that in.
all we have to worry about is the side yard, 6-foot side yard, and where do you want the pump put?
Just pool equipment, minimum of 10, keep the pool equipment 10 foot from the side yard.
So they could put it any place but in the easement as long as it's 10 foot from the side yard.
You have to be 10 foot from the side yard and out of the easement, so they'll probably have to put it, I mean, they'll fit it, I mean, when they mark it out, they're gonna see what they got to work with, put it accordingly.
Okay, so a motion should state, the approval for a 6-foot side yard
That's what I'm thinking, right there.
with
That's what I'm
the pool equipment 10 feet from the side yard. 10 feet from the property line, and not in the easement,
Correct.
per the finding of fact.
So you guys are happy with the 21-foot pool?
Not as happy as they would have.
Yeah, and that's what we can get approved for, I mean, we would have been really happy with the 24, but if that's what.
It's a half a stroke less.
What, yeah, right?
So-
That's what it needs to be.
So does the filter really matter if it's 10 feet off the back property line? I mean, if it, as long as it's not an easement, can they be a foot off the easement line? I mean, if they wanted to squeeze in the back corner?
Normally, it should still fit in behind that pool.
Okay.
You just don't wanna put the filter in that
neighbor's side.
6-foot area
Yeah.
and have it 3 foot from the fence, and then you block.
Right on the
that
neighbor's
and
house.
filters on the neighbors, you know, so it's just kinda taking that noise
Yeah.
into consideration for the neighbor, that's all. But they could still put it in that back corner for sure.
Yeah, okay.
There's enough room.
Okay, so it's
Eric has it.
to grant a variance for a 6-foot side yard and pool equipment to be 10 feet from the side of property line and not in the easement, per the finding of facts. Is that correct? That covers everything?
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second it.
Got a motion by Mr. Burnham, to approve per way I stated it, and seconded by Mr. Hunley. No more discussion, roll call please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Pecora?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we're up to public comment. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, we're adjourned.